see, first of all, like everyone has know about this controller and everything here, but you can see like there is one thing which is not providing the views and models, only the control folders like it is providing here. So like what we need to do, like we need to create our own models and that one things, because the templates or like the template structures like which is provided based on your the APIs only, it's not for your the core applications or like the MVC level applications. You can see basically the program.cs is also there, but the thing is what here that there is no convention based routing. You can see when I'll open it, can you see there like the one thing is there, that is app.map controllers. So this is basically a registration for your the attribute based routing, for the attribute based routing. It's not for the convention. You cannot set the convention here. If you want the conventions, again like you need to register it over there. Now this is one the middleware like we have registered. Understood these things. And one more thing, like it is passed over there, that is, can you see there, app environment is developments, the Swagger. So by default, like when you deploy these applications, when you run this application, it will provide the Swagger wala UI. So where you can easily test the user-friendly UI is easily you can test all the APIs. But we will see like how to test the APIs in Swagger as well as in a Postman. I'll show you like both the ways how to test it. So this is one for the Swagger, like which we render the Swagger dashboards. Okay, so that is also like one of the part of your tool only. The app setting and everything, all the files are like the same one only here. And one more extra file it is added, that is with the forecast, which is like the one of the application, the forecast application. It's for the testing purpose like they have provided, so we are not taking the help of this. Okay, so like what I have to do, like here the models wala folder and the controller models only, na, there is no need of like any views. So what I'll do, like I'll just come here and we'll add the sorry, not items, like we have to add the folder. We'll give it the name as models, and one more folder like we'll add it for the data, for adding the database file, entity wala file. We'll add one more folder, that is data. So the model, like we have to add like this a model here in the data, like we'll add that data wala files. But in the dependencies, you can see like we haven't installed like any packages, only the Swagbuckle package is there for the Swagger. Okay, so like we have to install the packages now. Like we'll come into the tools in a solution. So first we'll install this tools wala. Okay, so this one, the same as I said, like we'll take it the 7.0, like which is more stable version. Now everyone has know about the steps. Okay. So the next we have to go with the we'll search for here for the SQL Server. This one, same, will take the same version here. Don't take a different version again, like there is again like it will show like the some error then in your builds when you are going to pass the migration. So the version we want the same here. If you're taking this 8.0 for the core for the tools, then for the SQL also like you have to take it the 8.0 only. Due to the like version confliction, it will show the error. Then it is. The next step is what here? Once the packages is done, so like we can go with the application DB context file. I don't want this solution also here. We'll remove it and we'll come into the application DB. Yes, in data, add, context, what we have to extend here? See, sometime it is not showing here, so what I have to do, like just remove it, and again you have to add it. It will show now. Here it is. Okay, so I don't want this default constructor. We have just parameters constructor only. After that, just we'll go with the models. Okay, so I'm just going to work with the same model only, the EMP and managers, where we'll add the relationship between that is 1 to many and many to 1 only. So here we'll give it the EMP, and one more model like I have to add. So it will not take a time, basically it's on the API part. Manager. Okay, we have added like both the models. We'll come to the EMP first of all. What details we need? Here we'll add it the here it is string, it's a name, and I'm just taking the salary only directly. Got it? Once it is done, we'll just move to the manager. One it is manager ID. Next, it is the M name. The just relationship we have to make it. First of all, we have to make it the primary key for it, and then we'll pass the relationships over there for the foreign key. So what foreign key we are the relationships we want. The employees we have to consider this is one the list of employees, no? The list of employee has only the one manager. So we will add one prop there for the manager, and we will pass the reference. Okay, but now we have to take it the one for foreign key reference, no? That is the MID only. Which is annotated as here the foreign key, and you have to pass the navigation property. This is one your navigation property. Okay, so this part is done. So I'll just come to the manager now. There also we can give it. Okay, and here the relationships we have to make it it is a list of, we'll pass the reference. Got it? This now we'll come to the application DB context, we'll just add the delete cascade wala. Okay, so for that, protected override void correct. So here the model builder dot entity, for which entity we are adding the relationships now for the employee. The DB set I'll set here. DB set for the EMP with the table name is we'll give it the, and one more DB set it's for the its managers. Okay, here it's lambda expression na here. Here E E dot has one manager, no? The employee list of employee has one manager dot with many employees, na, here dot which foreign key we are adding here dot that's it, na? Okay, so these two models are the EMP and managers, and we have added this delete cascades for the restriction, basically for the delete restriction. Otherwise it is optional only. If you not add, then like what it will do, it will just like delete the entire things then, but it should not happen that part, na? Basically we have to restrict it. The next part is its part is done, model wala part is also done. So can I just go for the migration now?
So connection string is,
yes, the connection string. So like we'll move to the app setting, connection string, DB connection. Here we have to add the connection here. Okay, server name it's local DB only. Here like we'll change the done it is. We'll move to the program.cs. Before your build, builder dot add DB context options dot use SQL Server. Here dot correct. So the next thing, now we can move to the migration here. Add hyphen okay, it's added. And the last command like will pass update hyphen database so if it is done, so like now we can go to the controller now. Yes, so we'll move to the controller here. Right now like I'm not creating the DTO because you don't know what are the DTOs. Okay, so we are not adding now, we'll add it later. First we'll make it the without DTO, like we'll see like what are the drawbacks are there, like if you are going with that. So we'll understand now like why we are adding that things. Clear? So see the controller again, don't add the empty. So which one you have to add it, like here from the APIs, API controller empty. The controller name, see like here it is giving the values controller name. Here like we'll change it It's a simply controller. One more API if one more controller like I added for manager. See here you can see one thing, it is given like one route it is passed, that is called as attribute basically. Correct na? Because it is not following any convention. And one more class you can see over there, that is controller base. So when we were working with like the core application, so in that case like it was just extending with the controller only. Here it is using the controller base for your the API. So first I'll go with the, like the manager's controller here. Okay, so let's say public first manager controller. Okay, and here we have to pass correct. So here this dot. Next, like we have to add one action over there, public action results, add manager. Here we have to add it. Now there is no need to render any empty view because we are not handling any views file. Correct? Just need to go with like the single actions only, that is posting wala. Correct? So like we will not render like any empty things. So and one parameter like we have to pass here. What parameter like will pass? The manager model. The object. Here it's very required the things, that is HTTP verbs. So don't forget here the HTTP verbs. So which request I am passing there? HTTP post. Understood this for like the adding the resources now over there. The next thing like what you have to do here, just tell me the db dot, how we are adding the things. The table name is where you are adding managers dot this am na here. The db dot. Here you can follow like the asynchronous operations. For the asynchronous like what you have to do. We have to add the task. It is correct. So here also like we'll add it the this one now. Correct. After that we have to return now. We have to return like the response. So what we have to return here? The thing is what, like we cannot render like any view over there. So we have to return like the JSON response because we are testing in a JSON only, na? So here you can return the JSON. The JSON will be also there. We'll check. New. That is only same. And then as the object is needed here. What it is say, like see the parameter here, like what it is telling. The object na here. Can you see the parameter? It's asking for the value, what result like you're sending. So can you see in like any string value over there or object only like we have to send it? The JSON. Object only. It is asking for the object na here. It is optional again. So if I pass, it's the manager added success. Okay, so what we are going to send here, like the JSON result, like we are sending the manager added success. So like when it will response over there, when it will return this, when the manager will add na there in a API set, in a testing set, so like it will return this message na here.
But sir, how it will show that manager object in the JSON?
It is not object na, in object like it is a value basically. It is optional, so you can say anything there. Okay. Also like see, it should be take the JSON also. We'll check why it is not taking the JSON here. JSON is also there. It's fine. It will also. It is also fine. Added success will create the object. Okay, we'll test it, but before testing, like what we have to do, like you can see like the one URL like which is present over there, that is when we'll get like the local host and your port number. So after that you have to pass the APIs and then your controller name, and then in a HTTP post, so this is one of my HTTP verb, HTTP request like I'm sending. So here if you want, then you can set like the one route over there, route forward, by which route like you are going to access this URL. Correct. So here my convention name is add manager. So here let's say I want only the add m. So when I'm going to test this API, so like I'll just access by using the add m only, not other things. Correct. So like see, I'll save this. So can I run this? We'll test it. Which action name? That action name is your the route name. Okay, so like we'll test it. See, like first of all, it will show like the some default one tool. See, can you see there? From the manager side, it's from the Swagger wala UI. In that, like it's showing like the one API that is add wala. So this is one our URL. When you just like click on it, the thing is what here you can see it's showing everything. So again, it is asking for employee also. Is this good for us here? Everything like how can I process it? Not just everything, all details again, like it is again going for the manager. What manager like I'll pass here? So this the details it is fine. Na? The MID and MNAME like I can pass it further. What other things like I have to do over there? So see here what required things are there basically. MID and MNAME also. Yes. So the mainly thing we required the MID and MNAME only, na? Not this thing. Even here MID is also like not required. It is auto increment na basically. So only MNAME like once we'll provide the MNAME like it should be like added the data based on your auto increment ID. But what about these things like how I can add na directly with the employees here? I don't want this thing. So how we can avoid these things?
By using DTOs.
Yes. So we'll take the help here the DTOs. Okay. So DTO will help us here like for removing this such kind of things na which is not required here. Okay, so like we'll take just like the required field only, like which is required over there. Understood this? Here again like same thing, like when you go inside the Postman also, again it will send like the same request. If you're passing anything over there, now let's say like if I pass anything there, here the try it out and just execute it. Like I have not sent it like anything over there. Can you see there which one that is request? 400. Do you remember which one that is? Bad request. The field is required, the some field like we have not processed over there. Are you getting this? So how we can avoid these things? Like you just need to go with the DTOs for these things. Understood this thing? Yes, so like basically like we are talking about these things like I don't want this unnecessary things which is not needed now. Even it will make it the problem because how I can process like data over there. Correct? Don't want this. Because see, like if you process the data here it is fine, but in a consuming one it will give the issues then. Correct? Need to pass like the reference and that everything. So how to reduce these things, like basically we don't want this how to avoid it. So for that, like what we'll do, like we'll just come into this, we'll create one folder. Let's say DTO. Okay, so DTO's full form is what? That is data transfer object. Correct? So what it is doing basically, what are the like the benefits or like advantages of like the DTOs here? We can just take only the specific things like which is required one. The second thing, see, when you will go to like fetch the manager wala data again it will make a like the problem there. What? Because the employee wala reference is present there. It means when someone they will try to fetch like the managers also here, let's say if I'm passing, how it will look basically the fetch wala, tell me. Normal, the core wise, public action results, let's say the fetch managers. Okay, here how it will look. So I'm just going with the synchronous now, db dot to list. Okay, and here like we have just respond here the JSON result. So instead of JSON result, what we have to do, like once you listen the JSON result like, and when you are going to like consuming the APIs, so that time the Angular is asking basically what response you are returning from your APIs. Then only same response like I can just post it there only where it is required. So instead of sending this, like just use like the return status. What status code was there? So can I use the OK wala status code here? 200 wala successful. So I can directly return the response in a consuming one also, like when you will go to work with this. Like get it this OK. Here also can pass the message, but again don't pass the directly. It will also work here. See, like add success. It will also work this message. But what we have to try, like don't pass like the message in the format like this. Like you have to just say in the object, pass the curly braces, and you have to send the message, which is provided by like the return statement, that is the message, and here will pass add success. Just try to make a habit on these things only for the consuming work, so very easily you can work on the consuming things. Okay, so the same status, same response we can just display in a consuming work then. No need to like customize like the response there, Yes, understood this thing?
Yes.
So here also like the same thing, like we'll just store into the data, and again like we'll return the OK, and we'll send this data inside it. Okay, it will respond the whole body. So here I'll pass which HTTP verbs?
HTTP
Get here, and one route I'll set, let's say for fetch. We'll run this and let's see what it is doing basically. State is not added, the employee is not added, manager So can you see there, like now it is showing like the two APIs, the one add in and second one is fetch. So when I'll go to fetch over there, like let's click on the try it out, executes. See, now there is no data, but when I'll just pass the debugger here, okay, so right now data is not present. Again I'll execute this thing, we'll check through the debugger. I can check with the data. Now the data count is 0 and it will display like the empty. So here's like what the issues are happening now, like after adding the data now, let's say like if I added the data with like the references, so while fetching time, like what it will do, it will just look into your the references now, then there. Are you getting these things? Correct. So like what I want, like we are just like sorted out like these things, like we'll simplify it by using the DTOs. So what DTOs, other things like they can do, like now we'll see over there. Like this is one like the simple reference over there. First of all, I'll show like how for adding wala data, and then like we'll go for this fetch wala. Okay, so for that, like I'll just come into the DTO and we'll add the class. We'll give it the class name as, let's say, okay, we'll add this class. So what details will contain inside like the DTO? You have to take it like all of the fields, or else like we can just take it like the which you required one. It's our helper class only. The DTOs are nothing but the helper class. So which things are like we required now, that only like we need to take it. So otherwise the rest of things you can avoid it. The main thing, just tell me, like if I come for the managers here, like here just tell me what field I have to take it from this. Do I require this thing here? It will make it like the complexity na there. It will make it the problem because due to this reference. So just remember one thing. You have to make it like the DTO architectures simple and very clean. It should be always in clean. Okay, so how will I make it the clean? So can I copy this two field over there? I'll just copy this here now. Otherwise I don't want anything here because we are not creating the table for it. So now tell me how the, let's say the data is present in the managers now, and we are sending for the adding the managers, we are sending directly the managers. So instead of sending the managers, can I just convert that manager data into the DTO? Correct na? How I can do this? Because I don't want the reference na. I just want the manager DTO response now. Don't want the manager response. Because see, why again, like we are just switching into like the DTO. If you go with like the managers, the table, and in a futures only, if you are going to do some changes over there, it will make a problem na then. If I perform like all of the operations with like the DTO, so DTO, it will not affect to your the models. It are like the helper classes na basically. It is not your table. Oh, see what I am saying basically here. See the manager wala table now, it is taking the two details only, MID and MNAME, and I have performed like the add wala operation on it. But in the futures, let's say I have added the manager salary, manager departments. So will this operation will work there?
No.
It will give us the issue problem. It will say like you have added more columns. So I don't want to make like some dependency over there na. We have to make it the independent. So like what DTO will do? DTO will not depend on like anywhere. It will just perform the individual operations. Okay, so how we can do there? Like I'll just create the object of the manager. But see, let's say here instead of sending the manager, I'm sending what? Okay, we have added this na. So the M will accept the M over there. M will accept or not here?
No.
Because the add wala method, it is asking for, it is ORM, it is asking for your table name, table object. But M is not my table object, it's my helper class, DTO. It is not expecting these things. So how I can do, like, can I just convert this DTO object into like the manager like will convert into the DTO. So here like what we'll do, like let's say instead of M we'll just pass the object of, let's say, DTO, and here I'll create the object of, because it will accept only this thing, no? I have created the object of manager, and here what can I do over there? What fields are present over there? MM. So do I need to pass the MID also here? Auto incremented, na? So M name, the M name which is consists from your the manager, and for the M name, like I'm holding the data from the DTO, na, here. So can I just DTO.M name, and now I'm processing the M. So what M will take now? M will take entire things or only the M name? Correct, na? Which fields was there inside your manager DTO? It will not take other extra things. Yes, understood these things or not? This is one like the DTO operation. And see, when I'll process it, when I'll save this, we'll see like what changes are like there in our result. Restart it. You can skip it. It's your choice only. What you want, that only you can take it. Yes, it's auto increment only. Can you see here? When I'll come to the add M, it's showing the two fields only from the DTO. The previously what it was showing? It was showing employee wala references also. Now here I don't want that things, no? So I can just easily I can go with this, because I know the manager name only. I don't know what employees like their presence were there. Correct. So like I'll just click on the try it out. Do I need to provide the MID here? No. Not needed. Here what I will pass? Manager name. Manager name. Okay, so I am not passing any ID, so you can also like remove these things, then also it will work, na? We'll execute it. Can you see the message here? Add success. So we'll add one more manager, Tarun. It's executed, it's added. But how the fetch wall operation now it will go there? Okay, so like for the fetching, see, like I have not did any changes. Only we are just responding only the manager, na? I have passed the debugger. Yes, all of you see here now, like here what the changes will happen here. So when I'll call the, like the fetch wall operation, just click on the try it out, execute it. Okay, it's passed, the debugger is added here. Data is there. Come to the data now. Count to. The 0 means your first value data, na? Correct. The employee is also added here, see, which is null, because now it is not fetching any employees value data, na? We have removed it. But suppose if it was there, then now when you go for the employee operation, so it will show the manager, na, there, because we will add the MID. Yes or no? So that things will happen. So before going for the fetch wala, like what I'll do, like here, just do the continue now and see the response. Now again it is checking for your EMP. So how can I avoid these things? Like I don't want this EMP, because in consuming, like it will make a problem then. It will just look for EMP object also, na? But how will I return this null wala object then? It's not there, na? Anything is not there. So how to avoid it? Basically before going with that, what I'll do, I'll just come with this EMP controller now. Okay, and can you just do the copy this thing? Yes, that also we can do. The helper class means what? Like that is your choice only. You can make it like any number of DTOs based on our requirements only. So here I just do copy it. What we need to change here? That's it, na? Yeah. So next, tell me like here I'll add the add wall operation. Model, na? It's fine. It will identify over there. We'll check. Here, like we are giving the operation as add. Model name is. For the importing thing, like see, it will show the auto suggestions here. I'm taking from the models. See here also the same thing. Like when we'll go from like the DB, like the DB dot EMPS, it was all like the simple operation. Which one like we are doing in a core? The add, correct, and we'll pass the DB dot return new. Here we have to pass the added. Okay, here we'll pass HTTP and the okay. We'll save this again. Just see here. Add from the employee. See again it is going this. The manager wala reference it is asking. Can you see there the one thing? The employee, inside the employee manager, then inside manager again the employee. Object inside object, it's going in very depth. Let's add it like the one data and we'll just try to fetch it here. So how DTO will work for this? Yes, if suppose if I add like one DTO for the again the same for the EMP DTO, correct. What field it will consist for that? So can I take it from the EMP model? Which one? This one only? But for fetching the manager data, so can I take the manager ID only? Only you have to take it like the some primary data, only primary. Understood, na? The primary data type. Don't take like any object reference. I'm not taking any object reference. We are avoiding object reference, rest of other things like I'm taking here. Okay, the primary data type, na? It's the primary, no? It's the primary means which one? Yes, that only you have to take it. Don't take the object or a data type reference over there inside the DTO. So how it will work now? Tell me the what will do the changes here in a controller.
We have to create the employee and object of employee.
Why not took that mname over there inside the GTO? Only MID I took na here in this employee GTO.
Because you will fetch it from
Through the manager ID na, through the foreign key. We don't know what manager is present over there. We know the IDs only. Okay, so like here how it will work now, the EMP's controller here. DTO. So instead of EMP, can I just sync the DTO? Where it is added in here? See again here like what we'll do, like we'll create the object of employee and we'll just make it this DTO. It's DTO object is equals to new. It's implementation na basically. So what details we have to proceed over there? ename we don't want the id, but this ename like we'll take it from the second is equals to DTO dot, and third one is MID DTO dot. That's it, na? Anything else here? And we'll send only the E, this object. Now see the difference over there. Yes, understood these things. See the add EMP. Now it is asking for like this, the basic details only. The MID we know, we are not putting like whole employee manager details na here. Try it out. Employee name is EID, no need to pass here. Okay, so like we'll pass here salary, and MID is 2 MID was present na here. 1 and 2 na, how the 0 will create? We'll add it. Add it. Next, Pratik, salary. We'll execute it again. It's added. Now we'll pass debugger for your fetch. Tell me fetch wala operation what we did in a core MVC. Core wala tell me here. Core wala like what we did here, like again first we'll pass the HTTP. Get na, it is db dot. Are include na manager wala data. The EMPs, it will give the EMP data only. Include dot. This one was there na in a core MVC. We'll store into the variable and will return the okay data. Do you remember this or not? The same operation was there, but like we have to check with the something here. Like again, like I'll pass the route. Okay, and I'll pass the debugger here. See, yes. Now we'll see like the one more advantages of using the DTO, like why we are using the DTOs here. Fetchy. See the debugger is come over there. We'll pass the debugger from this. Check for the data. Can you see the manager is also written over there? The manager is like the reference, na?
Yes.
Come inside the manager. Again, EMP is there. Can you see inside EMP again this? Again inside it manager. Again the EMP. It will not finish anywhere. Reference inside the reference, na?
Yes.
So this is called as circular references. It's going in very circular ways, na? Will not stop this. So for stop these things, like we just need to take help of the DTOs only. So DTO will give like the one more advantage that it will help to like circular references. We can avoid the circular references by using the DTO. Are you getting these things? Like here we will, so how it will generate the response there? It will give the exception, na? See, a possible object cycle was detected here. Which object it will return? Na? The finite solution is not there, it's going in infinite way. So what we have to do for this now? Through the DTO only like need to fetch it. So for the fetching, like how will you use the DTO here? Same for the manager also, like we are not pass the DTO na, for the fetching one. Here how it will work for the fetch wala? Here it's directly going with your objects. Now again when you will run this one part also na, the manager wala, where it is? Same na, because now employees are present over there. Correct? So like what we need to do, like we'll take a help of the DTO. See how the DTO will help us for fetching the operation. So here I just make it the comment this thing. Where we'll create one data.